in leadership within your own life and ultimately getting more of what you want. Visualization is a powerful and necessary tool when it comes to manifesting. So today I'm going to open up a conversation with you around what it means, how it has supported me, how I intend for it to support you. And I'm going to round this out today with a few prompts that are going to help you creatively begin the visualization process with journaling. I know that sometimes when we're all up in our heads and, you know, the conversation is a little bit woo, a little bit airy-fairy, a little bit not of this dimension, we can get lost in that. And so I often feel like as we move into new experiences and open ourselves up to learning something new, being able to action something and putting pen on paper and actually letting ourselves integrate through the process of taking action in the moment that we are in can be deeply supportive. So that's how we'll finish up today. So I'm going to ask of you to feel into what I am saying today and know that you will get the opportunity to do. Sometimes when we want to activate something new within our lives, we feel this kind of energy of teach me so that I can do something. And a lot of what I'm trying to transmute to you is not so much about the doing, it's an understanding of the being. But I know as you sit in the seat of beginner in this space, of learner, of student, it can still feel really tempting to just want to do. So I'm going to satisfy that need for you today. So this is a session that is going to feel complete. That's my intention for it. It's going to feel complete. You're going to have some moments of clarity that you are going to be able to take on for yourself, and you're actually going to put it into action. Okay. So get yourself comfortable for now as I open up a conversation around the power of visualization. When we speak of visualization, what we mean is literally playing like a movie within your mind's eye, our ability to activate our imagination and create a moving, living picture as if we were experiencing it within the first person. Now, when it comes to manifesting, our visualizations are very important because they allow us to bring the new reality to life in a moment that it doesn't actually currently exist. Our ability to breathe life into what is coming for us, what we are actively moving towards, is really important in activating our belief, because our belief in something is what actually compels us to show up day after day and do whatever is necessary to actually be living in the experience of that thing that we desire. So many times when I speak to women and they tell me that they can feel within them this sense of longing, a desire for more, when I ask them to describe to me, what is it that you truly desire? What is it that you are craving? What is it that you want to experience in this one beautiful life that you have been given? They just stare at me with a face that says so much, actually. There's a moment of complete confusion. And then there's this moment of sadness that washes over them when they realize they don't even know what it is that they want for themselves. And they feel disappointed. And they feel a little lost. And then they feel a little bit, I guess, let down by themselves in that moment, and perhaps even worried that that means there is no compelling future for them to move towards. If that's you, if you know that you just feel that there has to be something else than what you are experiencing of yourself, for yourself in this moment, that desire, that nudge, that urge, that inkling, that in itself is powerful. And beautiful woman, that is all the evidence you need to know that there is more. We don't get those feelings made available to us if we are not actually ready to access and activate and expand the experience of that. The very fact that you are bothered to sit and listen to me today demonstrates, is evidence, is the living proof that you are ready for this. You just need to remember. You just need to have the parts of you that have been turned down to be turned all the way back up and to tune in and to be turned on by all that is within you and ready to be felt, seen, witnessed, brought forward into your reality. So I've already jumped ahead a little. Let's talk about visualization and how I know that you can already visualize things in a really powerful, useful, and resourceful way. The whole point of our visualization is not just so that we know where we're going or that we can see it, but so that we can activate the feeling of having that. When we visualize something, what we are trying to do is activate the feelings within us that would occur as if it was, as if it had happened, as if we were actually living that experience in the here and the now. That is important because those feelings that we generate within us, embodying those emotions, bringing them to life, breathing them through us, being completely captivated by them, supports us in making sure that our own vibrational frequency matches the desire that we are trying to magnetize towards us or be magnetized towards. We need to feel a certain way and be a certain way so that we can think, do, have, act in a certain way that is in alignment with our desires. If what we are imagining requires expansion and we are in a vibration, a way of being that doesn't allow us to think with creativity, to think in new ways, to move powerfully in belief, then we are simply not positioned to even be able to make that happen for ourselves. So the visualization is intended to activate the emotions within us and to have us practice raising our own vibration and to do it again and again and again and again until we are in true alignment with what it is that we are calling in for ourselves. When we do that, when we can actually be at a frequency that matches our desires, that's when we experience a flow state. That's when momentum builds. That's when we're just astounded by how quickly things happen. Most people forget how long they have spent actually aligning themselves and raising their vibration. Some people are really unconscious of the things that they are doing within themselves when they do that. So let's break down visualization today so that you can get it for yourself. The first thing that I think is really useful to talk about is the way that we know we can actually activate really intense, real, true emotions in the moment that we are in simply through visualization. Here's how I know this. Think of something that has happened to you in the past that has really made you angry. Maybe it was an argument. Maybe it's something that somebody said to you. Maybe it's something that you witnessed that you just haven't yet been able to process and resolve. And every time you allow yourself to replay that memory within your mind, your body reacts in a certain way. You feel rage, you feel anger, you feel hate. It actually changes your heart rate. Your nervous system responds. You actually feel like you could physically take action, even though you are in a safe moment, far away from whatever it is you were thinking about, completely disconnected from that moment, yet experiencing it again and being compelled to take action as if it was occurring here and now. I know I have a few situations that when I relive them within my mind's eye, when I think about them, I can get really upset. I can get really angry. I might even feel like I'm going to cry. I feel my heart race. I'm sure you have an experience like that. And here's the thing, you have many other experiences that would provoke other emotions too. Joy, excitement, love. If you allowed yourself to go through the catalog of your most polished memories and feel into them, like truly sit with them, relive them, ask your five senses to be reactivated and bring forward every element of that experience, you feel those emotions again. I only bring up the one that makes you angry because anger is the most undeniable, clear-cut emotion that we feel. We know when we're fucking angry, right? What this demonstrates to us is our ability to actually bring forward feelings and emotions in the moment that we are in as if they are occurring, even though nothing is actually happening. Your ability to do that is a powerful part of your ability to manifest something in the future. See how I know that you can already imagine something within your mind that isn't occurring now and activate the emotions that you want to be experiencing in that moment. You can do this. You genuinely can do this. Our imaginations are incredible things. My son, Tyson, is almost 4 years old at the time of this recording. And what's been really beautiful to witness in him over the last year, as he's become more aware of the dreams that he has when he sleeps, he's been able to communicate to us more and more what it is that he dreams about. And there have been a few times where he, in the middle of the day, has said something to me that hasn't occurred. And I realize he's thinking of a dream that he had. An example of this is that he said to me, "Mummy, are you going to go in your red car again today?" And I said to him, "What?" Because, of course, we don't own a red car. I said to him, "What? My red car?" Trying to think of what we saw or spoke about that would make him think that I was going to drive a red car today. And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Yeah, I saw you driving the red car. It was going fast. Are you going to drive that red car again?" How beautiful. He had dreamt of it. And as he was reliving the dream within his mind, he did not quite understand that that hadn't actually occurred. For him, the blur between an imagined state and our actual physical 3D reality had this beautiful kind of fluidity and a blur to it. And I had to explain to him that, that hadn't really happened in this world. It had happened for him in his dream world. And that maybe, yes, I would be driving a red car in his dream world again soon. What this reminded me of was the ability for us really to activate our imagination in such a way, in dream or in play, in a meditative state, even just to sit and think of something and to really experience it as if it is real. We were able to do this as children. It is innate in us, and it just gets kind of beaten out of us in a society that wants us to focus on the logical, on the sensible, on the kind of the physical evidence of something rather than the felt, rather than the imagined. And of course, it is the felt and the imagined that brings us closer to what is at the essence of who we are, at the base of our being. And that, linked to our desires, is what gives us the incredible ability as human beings in this life to actually actively choose to live a life that is reflective of what we desire, what we imagine, what we feel, and to move powerfully towards that. So I'm going to share some prompts today that might support you in understanding, well, how do I even begin visualizing in a way that makes sense? And of course, what you are actually visualizing matters. And it's very difficult for me to communicate to you in a medium like this around how you might get started without knowing what matters most to you, what you are trying to experience, what you are compelled to activate within you, and what you are willing to do in order to make your life a reflection of your true desires, right? So one-on-one coaching is obviously the fast track for that, for somebody to be able to really support you and guide you in turning inward, in unlocking your truth, in kind of seeing what all your hesitations and limiting beliefs and resistance is around what it is that you feel might be a compelling future for you, and then to set yourself up in such a way that you begin powerfully manifesting a reality that is already yours and simply waiting your activation. But for today, what I will do is ask you to just think of something in your life that you truly want to experience, something that you want to witness yourself having, doing, being part of. That will be enough today. It doesn't have to be your big picture, grand scheme of things, ultimate ideal, right? That's not necessarily necessary for you to understand how we use visualization. So maybe if you think of something that you want and it seems reasonable, but you keep putting it off, or you keep, making something else a priority, maybe that will feel easiest for you to use today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that I can show you the prompts that I prepared for you. Let's go here. Okay. And of course, this was about unlocking the power of visualization. In some of my group programs, we will go into this in deep detail. Today, I'm giving you just enough, a little taste test, because I don't want you overwhelmed. I just want you to be in that position of, I get this. All right. I have a beautiful quote from Neville Goddard, who, of course, is a spiritual teacher who was very forward in advocating and teaching on the power of visualization. And any of his books are really going to support you in deepening your understanding of visualization. I love this quote from his book, Resurrection. He says, imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. If you've ever looked at somebody who seems to be living a life that just seems like juicy and exciting and beyond anything you would have imagined for yourself, and you wonder why him, why her, why them, it's likely because they had activated imagination and faith, two key components in being able to put yourself in the seat of designer, creator, manifester of your life. And you can do this too. This is why I'm so passionate about sharing with you. Okay, so here we go. There's going to be some creative prompts that I'm going to share with you that would probably make most sense if you sat down and journaled with them. You can record voice notes instead of writing pen to paper. I find that there is something that happens when we have to take the time to write. Something deeper feels like it's transmuted. It gives, I don't know, whatever is trying to get to us a moment to come through us. But if you are a person that really struggles to just like sit and put pen to paper, if you feel resistant to that, I also recommend you pick up your phone and just voice record. Just hear yourself. You can take this and make it work for you in any way. So the first prompt, why don't I have my desires already? So think about that thing that you want to have or experience or do, and ask yourself really openly and honestly, why don't I have that? Why don't I already have that in my life? Really, what we're trying to explore here is, what is it that I am believing that I need to do, be, or have before I can touch the success that I wish was available to me, but actually currently doesn't seem within reach? What's the story you're telling yourself about why this hasn't happened, or why this can't happen, or why this is so difficult or challenging or uphill for you? Get it all out. See it for yourself. Let all parts of you come to this. We don't want your best case scenario. Sunshine Sally isn't writing. The truth of what comes through when you are prompted is welcomed, is needed, is necessary here, right? Oops. And then the second prompt is, what do you want more than anything right now? What lights you up and turns you on to think about? What makes you feel excited and hopeful? What is it? Write it down. I've asked you before to think about what is it that you want, but actually writing it in detail or speaking it in detail is a really important part of this process. We need to elaborate. We need to articulate. We need to bring all the details in life to life, excuse me, ahead of myself, guys. I've been doing a lot of talking today. It's going to take a moment. I'm fumbling my words. You want to get as detailed as you can in your description of what it is that you want, because of course it's going to support you in being able to visualize. It's going to support you in being able to bring all of your senses to life. Now, your most articulate and descriptive version of what you want right now isn't going to come immediately, but we work on it, we build on it. It is a work in progress. And each time we visualize, we see things with more clarity, in more detail. We pay attention to things that we hadn't seen within our mind's eye, hadn't smelt, hadn't touched, hadn't tasted, hadn't, noticed before. So don't put pressure on yourself, but just give it your best effort to really take the time to do this. Now, when you have your goal or that thing, create just a 10 to 20 second visualization of you experiencing that in first person. I'm being kind here. 10 to 20 seconds. That's all I want to see. A little Instagram story of what it is, right? And here's the thing. Don't start preoccupying yourself with the hows. How am I going to make this happen? How would this even work? How would this occur? I just want you to create the visual of the outcome of you experiencing that, of whatever it is that you desire. So don't worry about what you're going to have to learn, do, where you're going to have to go, any of that. Just see yourself experiencing it as if it has happened. 10 to 20 seconds. Make it really sexy. Like, have the audacity to make it as over the top, as big, as incredible, as juicy, like the best version of what it is that you want. Don't give yourself a budget version. Don't give yourself the safe, oh yeah, I can see that happening. Allow yourself to be lit up. Allow the desires at the base of your being to come and rush forward. Allow yourself to be a little shocked by how big it might be, how bright it might be, right? Have fun with it. Just let it feel really incredible. Write it out. Get it all into the details. And most importantly, the feeling, right? Write it out for yourself like a script. What is it that you're going to see? What is it? Feel into it. Write it all down. Any detail about that you have. Of course, we're not going to do this every time we visualize, right? Don't be put off, but you do need some groundwork first. And this is part of it. Now, once you have done that, the 10 to 20 second kind of snapshot of what it is, once you have it clear for yourself, once you kind of start to feel the feeling of it, you're going to want to just visualize it for 3 to 5 minutes to just be with it. If this feels a little kind of just overwhelming or maybe even uninspired, if you kind of feel like that seems boring, I don't really want to do that, support yourself. I used to use music a lot. I used to pick a song that felt resonant to what I was trying to create, and I would put it on, and that music would allow me to just move with the energy of the visualization. And that was my starting point, right? What I'm doing now actually is visualizing a certain moment in time that I'm working towards creating. So I'll go ahead and share it actually. So for me, one of the things that I'm really excited about being able to create for my family is an experience of going on a very over-the-top holiday. I want to take my son and I want to take my husband and I want to show them Disneyland. It's a place that I've been many times, I love, and I just want to share it with them. I want to have that experience of being on the most over-the-top, luxurious, I can't believe this is our life, it could not get any better, we will remember this forever type holiday. In my mind, the moment that I have crystal clear for myself that sees me in the outcome of that manifestation is being in business class, looking over at my son and seeing him sleeping comfortably, lying down, of course, and sleeping as we travel to our destination. To my left, my husband is sleeping. To my right, my son is sleeping. And I can see every detail of the airplane. I can hear the hum of the engine. I can smell. I don't actually like the smell of an airplane, and that kind of supports me in this. I can smell what it feels like to be on an airplane. I can see with precision different parts of the airplane. I can see the LED lights on the floor. And what I have noticed, the more and more that I go back into this visualization, and I visualize this every single day, I have added layers of detail again and again and again. I know exactly the clothing that my son is wearing. I can see the book tucked into his seat that he had been reading. And what I've realized is this visualization also opens up other realities for me that have occurred. Right? The fact that there is a book there shows me that, oh, wow, he can read. And that feels really good, because that means that the school that I wanted him to go to, because it feels like it would be a really beautiful, supportive environment for me, has been a school that I was able to get him into. And he's enjoying it and he's thriving and he can read now. And there's a sense of pride and there's a sense of provision and there's a sense of just like love and abundance, and all of us having everything that we need, the closeness and the connection, and also the excitement of travel. And I feel into that emotion day after day. And oh my goodness, it just feels playful and exciting. And I'm so proud of what I've been able to create and provide for my family. That visualization lights me up and supports me to sit down and work on my business and work on everything that I am doing within my life that would make that reality a no-brainer. It would bring it to me. It would just be simple decisions that I can make based on the security that I have financially, the ability that I have to plan and make decisions and take time to do what I want to do. It opens up so much for me. That visualization, it excites me. It turns me all the way on, and I just love feeling into it. And I know that will happen, and I can't wait to share it with you when it does. I can't wait to show you. I will take a photo of that moment that I have lived already 1,000,000 times in my mind, and I will be able to say, this feels exactly the way that I knew it would. It will occur. Now, of course, is it just the visualizing that brings that into my reality? Of course not. There are 1,000,000 decisions that I need to make that actually align me to being the woman that activates that, right? Through my thinking, through my feeling, through the actions that I take on a daily basis. But I elevate myself and I lift my vibration and I align myself to that feeling really exciting and expansive and possible through the visualization of that. I feel tingly now. It lifts me up. It excites me. Honestly, that visualization is like having a coffee. It kind of brings a new sense of energy to me. And I know what it is that I am working towards for me, for my family, for our future, the way that it is going to feel. And I get on with it. I bring myself into the present moment and I use that energy. I stay on that frequency and I move with that. That is what supports me. Now, this is just one little piece of what it means to powerfully manifest something. But like I said to you, this piece of the puzzle cannot be missed. They're all important, but your visualization, your ability to really articulate that moment of completion when your manifestation has occurred and you are in the moment is so powerful, is so important. Because if you can't feel into that, if you truly cannot elicit those emotions within you, you are missing so much of what is available to you in terms of the motivation that you seek and you search for every day. This is what compels me when I'm tired, when I'm frustrated, when I feel like I don't have the answers. Feeling those emotions again gives me a second chance to kind of choose who I am to be, what energy I am working with, what I am working towards. And I ask myself, what would that version of me have done now? What would I need to do in this moment, here and now, to make sure that I'm moving powerfully towards the version of myself that already exists, but only needs me to choose and choose wisely again and again and again in this moment, here and now? We need to trust and allow that our desires, the things that we see, the things that we want, are guiding us in the moment that we are in, not just showing us what's not yet occurred for us. Our desires are actually giving us the stepping stones that we need to grow, to evolve, to expand. It's a beautiful thing. This is manifesting 101. And manifesting doesn't mean you sit down and you do something once a day or, once a week, or God fucking forbid, once a month. It literally is showing up to things, showing up to your vision, showing up to the energy that you are cultivating and that you are nurturing and that you are amplifying again and again and again, multiple times a day, until you are just buzzing with the energy of that manifestation until it is you. And when that happens, then your manifestation, the things that you want, well, of course, they will exist because you have become the person that is aligned to that and only that. This is how it works. This is what you can have. Now, that could be enough for you, right? Just doing those things. If you are a star student of the universe and you just want more, if you feel like, yep, I've got this, I know why I don't have it, and I'm working through that. I'm releasing what needs to be released. I have clarity on what I do want. I see it, I feel it, I can really be with it. I'm meditating on it, I'm moving with it, whatever feels good for you, and you're ready for just something more. Here's something else that you can do. You can try a subconscious writing activity. So you're going to sit, you're going to just get yourself really comfortable, be focused, don't be interrupted, and you're going to use this prompt. What am I afraid of exactly if I meet my goals? What is my subconscious trying to protect? Now, this is useful for someone who knows that they want more, says that they want more, sets a goal, and then falls flat. Maybe they get started, but they get distracted. Maybe they get started, but they find reasons for why it's too hard. Maybe they keep coming up against legitimate roadblocks that they can't seem to bust through. Or maybe you're the person that just feels like they want more, but doesn't get beyond that. Okay. This prompt will allow you to see more of what goes on beneath the surface of who you are and what you're thinking and how it makes you feel, and how that, in fact, is blocking your ability to manifest powerfully. It's not blocking the manifestation. We're never punished. It's never taken away from us. It is always there. Your vision, your desire, what is coming for you is always there. It doesn't evaporate. It doesn't disintegrate just because we're not paying attention. These prompts, these things are supposed to support us in powerfully manifesting. They don't impact the manifestation. I hope that you can see the kind of distinction that I'm trying to make. There's a nuance there that you need to understand. It's never taken away from you. We can fail at this a million times over. And the moment that we decide to activate our own beliefs and devote ourselves to the understanding of what it is we are calling in and how that feels and why that matters, it is available to us. It is as good as done if we stay there, if we lift our vibration and stay on that frequency. Back to the task at hand. So you're going to write that prompt out and then just let the words flow out of your pen without paying attention to anything, like as fast as you can. Go, go, go. This is not an assessment. You're not being tested. Just let it come through you. Write for a few pages if you can. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Remember, this is subconscious. It's not meant to be logical. It's not really meant to make sense. You're not going to share it with anybody. Just let it all come through. Get quiet. Listen to what's coming through you. What I have found and what I have noticed when I have done this, and I have held myself in the space of just letting everything come through, and it does take time to be able to do this without reading what you're writing and being like, what's the point of this? Doesn't make sense, being in judgment, right? When I have allowed myself to write certain things, to be in the flow of a subconscious writing practice, what I have noticed is a lot of what I'm writing, a lot of the fears or resistance I have around actually activating the belief in the goals that I kind of feel compelled to have, a lot of the fears, a lot of the resistance haven't come from me. Sometimes I have channeled previous generations. It's my ancestors, that doubt, that fear, that can't see what I can see in 2022, right? They have been told they can't, or that they shouldn't, or it has been dangerous to activate and move and be the woman that I get to be today. So those fears, those doubts, those hesitations that come through, I'm like, wow, I feel this in my bloodline. I can see the way that this feels dangerous, and I get to choose in this lifetime to regulate my nervous system to make it feel safe and to make it feel possible. It's a really exciting thing to be able to do. When we sit with ourselves and we listen to what is coming to us, through us, as us, we understand that not everything we think, and most of what we think, is not true. And it's certainly not the truth of who we are. But what we also get the opportunity to realize is so much of what comes through us, so much of what we are experiencing and relating to and holding as truth within our bodies actually is not ours. It hasn't been created from us. It's been given, it's been gifted, it's been transmuted, and we get the opportunity to release. We get the opportunity to renew. We get the opportunity to reconnect with what is truly true for us, what is resonant from the base of our being, what this lifetime is giving to us, what has been gifted to us in terms of experience and opportunity and potential and possibility. So that subconscious writing task, excuse me, it's been such a long day, allows you to just, I suppose, not just see what's on your mind, but see what's within your body, what is being held, what is waiting to be seen, what is waiting to be spoken, what is waiting to be understood, nurtured, allowed, and potentially released to create the space that you need to manifest powerfully. Okay, I'm going to leave it there today. I hope that this has given you a little insight into what we mean when we talk about visualizing when it comes to our own manifestations. I have countless examples of things that I had visualized for myself as myself years before they had occurred. I love these conversations, so please feel free, find me on my social media pages, reach out and tell me what you heard in this for yourself. Ask me to tell you more stories of the visualizations that I have powerfully been able to manifest within my life, if that would feel supportive for you. And I'd love to hear what it is that you are bringing to life. Talking to people that you trust to hold space for your own visualization as you manifest powerfully can feel really supportive. And so I encourage you to do that. And if you don't know who to talk to about all of this that has come through you today, I could be the perfect person for you. And I'm willing to hold space in my inbox, or if you wanted to work more closely together, that is definitely something that you can activate for yourself. Reach out, and I really look forward to continuing this conversation with you. This is a process. This is a way of being. This is a choice that you get to make in your life to be this powerful, to know your power, to remember your power, and to use your power in this life to not only create your own desires, but to be in devotion to your purpose and to see what it is you are being asked to bring forward, to create, to cause, to make available for you and for the people that are supposed to be impacted by you. Okay, more soon. Love you.